This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
And David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome in, folks. Welcome into Bad Karma Wrestling, little BK Dub, BK Dub, BK Dub. It is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestling show here, live from Illinois Media School. I'm your host, No Gimmick Nick Johnston. To my right, it's my tag team partner,
David Double D Dykstra.
Hey, there we go. Double D in the building.
I forgot my name for a second.
Yeah, that's okay. That happens from time to time.
I forgot my gimmick.
Yeah, there we go. Got a little bonk that I had. Got a little recap. Got a little reset. But we got plenty to talk about today. I was live and enjoyed some AEW just not too long ago. But we got some WWE to recap before that. We got some Backlash to talk about. A little bit of stuff there. Yeah? You like the R-Truth is involved in the greatest heel turn of all time?
It's going to be interesting how they do this.
All right.
I'll say that.
All right.
I will say that much.
We'll see how they can land that plane. On top of it, like we said, talking about AEW, we'll recap some of the stuff that I saw live, as well as like I said, the announcement of some very big small shows. Is that a way to get
big small shows?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
Anytime any wrestling thing goes on in Chicago, it's big.
Exactly right. And then finally, we're entering Scotty's world for Chris Van Vliet's 7 wrestler theory. I guess we're at the. I'm not quite sure what that means, so I guess we'll have to do is sit there and wait.
Back there laughing.
I know.
That just doesn't give me good.
I know
good
it's a scary tease there, ladies and gentlemen. But like I said, we're gonna hit top to bottom. We're gonna hit the WWE world, but of course some unfortunate news across the landscape. We'll get to a couple other things too, but. Sad and unfortunate. It was the passing of Sabu at the age of 60 years old, coming out a couple days ago. Rumors are popping up all over the place, but I'd like to just, first of all, just what your favorite Sabu moment, your favorite maybe run.
Through the rumors, man. Just let's celebrate the dude.
I know.
A mainstay. When you think ECW, he's at least in your top 3.
Yeah.
Of all time in ECW.
It's probably revolving 3, but you have to for sure probably have Sabu in there at least a little.
For me it'd be Dreamer, RVD, Sabu, then maybe Sandman and Taz.
Yeah, you throw Terry Funk in there probably in that mix as well.
Funk to me he helped make ECW what it was, but these guys were the guys.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
So to me, there's a lot of moments for me. I mean, just finding out that the reason he had all those scars on him is because he was deathly afraid of going to the doctor.
Yeah.
And would super glue his wounds.
Yeah. So that was the big one. If you read his book, I believe it's called Scars and Super Glue. I'm pretty sure. He has a tale where he tears his bicep and just super glues it shut and has the match. Pretty sure when he broke his jaw, he taped it closed.
Yes, he did tape it closed.
Yeah.
He broke his jaw, taped it closed. I actually have watched that barbed wire match.
Yeah.
Was it him and Funk? I believe
he's had multiple, but yeah,
I think it was him and Funk where he tore the bicep.
Yes.
And you just see him grab tape his arm up so it stays together. And continues the match.
Oh, God. It's just unbelievable.
Like, what kind of insanity? And I just got done watching, by the way, little weird, I don't even know how to say it. Timing in this world is very weird.
The Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring with the original Sheik.
Just watch that too.
Same week. Is Sabu passes. I've noticed the one thing I have noticed, and I can't speak to this because I know how RVD feels about that whole family. RVD really hasn't come out with anything.
Oh, yeah, no.
I haven't seen like any kind of public statement.
Well, we've seen the kind where. Well, he did that.
He did do that. Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think that's enough. I don't really need.
I don't think he has words right now.
Yeah, probably
like
not.
That to me is probably the closest thing he has to like a brother.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because they came up together, they were trained together. Like
The Sheik trained him. That was in the dark side of the ring.
Sabu asked him to induct his dad because Sabu, he said, doesn't talk very well, which I love. But, I mean, just coming from where he was to then being, like, very easily could have died in FMW in that ropes on fire match.
Yeah. That was
the original
brutal.
Inferno match.
Brutal.
There's so many things that Sabu and RVD as tag team champions in ECW was elite level.
Taz brought it up. His run with Taz, he said that Taz said that Sabu brought the best out of him. He was truly like,
and got choked up talking about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he said he was aura before he was aura, like that description. Like when he walked into a room, again similar to the Sheik, when he walked into the room, like it was time for business, and he was a different character. Like crowds were like genuinely afraid of him type deal. Like it was one of those things where you just didn't. The lines were blurred. You didn't know, but
and he learned that from his uncle.
Yeah. And I would probably say, either the barbed wire or the multiple barbed wire matches he's now had between his last match. He had a barbed wire match in TNA with Abyss.
The Monsters
the
Ball.
the Monsters Ball.
Highlight in WWE would be getting chokeslammed through the table by Kane, I believe, in the Royal Rumble.
One Night Stand 05 and 06 when he was the impromptu match with Rhino in 05.
Yeah.
And then again he faced Rey Mysterio, and then it finished in a no contest because of the DDT. That was just a brutal spot. Love while playing that back too. So yeah, super unfortunate. I mean, again, the rumors we have to at least bring it up a little bit, not linger on them too much, but they're lingering on this idea that he took kratom right before this whole thing, and I don't know. I've been described as kratom as kind of like a heroin on layaway. Like it's a really cheaper
opioid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird the way that it's like it's 2 doses in one packaging or something. Again, from what I've been described. And that could still be wrong too. I could still very much be wrong, just like everyone else very much is. If I'm making one guess, and again, I'm not a doctor in any sort of way, may have been like maybe a pool of blood that probably formed up in the back of his head when he clanked it on that one spot in the Joey Janela match. I don't know. That's just my guess. That's my guess because he confirmed that he was already knocked out. But again, it's just super unfortunate. It could be a whole list of possibilities, but personally, it's just super unfortunate that he's gone. And like I said, he described that Joey Janela match as his last match, but he was like joking, like, it's my last match. Technically, right? It was my retirement match. Everyone else was kind of saying that. He was the only one that was like, no, that's not my retirement match. It's just like the last match I've been out. I could have another one. Well, yeah.
Tried to Ric Flair it.
Exactly right. Well, again, right. Just Sabu passing, super unfortunate. But speaking of, quickly, of just Joey Janela, he's caused up a quick little heat between himself with the little interview that he had, talking about the incident, and now with GCW owner and booker Brett Lauderdale. He described it as frustrating, embarrassing, and being humiliated over this Joey Janela interview, and on just Sabu's health overall. Like I said, Sabu and his team. Brett Lauderdale confirmed that he had been, checking in with Sabu, checking in with team basically all day. There was one report that his knees were locked up, and he just goes, Sabu can't walk. Sabu can't walk. What do you mean Sabu can't walk? He had later on went to Joey Janela to see what he could do because he did not want to tell a sold-out crowd that Sabu had no-showed his retirement match, which he's no-showed GCW shows before. He's no-showed other shows before, but...
he no-showed an ECW show, and Heyman fired him on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Live on television!
So, like I said, Brett Lauderdale, I think from my idea that his talk with Joey Janela was much different from probably what was put in the interview. He's upset, and I don't know. Is there anything that is it really like GCW's fault in any sort of way? Do you have a blame? Do you have a finger blame or like a blame pie percentage any sort of way?
Do you have? Is there blame to go around? I mean, if he took it, it wasn't. They didn't know about it. GCW probably. That was his camp. Should he have been in the ring? Probably not. At 60 years old, I get it. You're trying to have one last little hoo-yah before you go out on your shield. I mean, but once again, let's go back to dark side of the ring. His uncle didn't know when to stop.
Yeah, that's true.
And he may have had the same issues that his uncle had. He liked to live life to its fullest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that for sure. I have no idea, but wrestling at 60 years old, and not, from the pictures that I've seen, not in the greatest of shape.
Yeah, that might be the biggest. I think that's probably the first thing we should probably glance at. It's not the fact that he took this or took that. There's another source I forgot it, but this person had tweeted out. He goes, "Hey, worked closely with Sabu for almost a couple decades. Sabu wasn't going to take anything that he didn't want to. So there was like another account that like people made him take this. Like, no, sorry, pal. If he said no to Vince McMahon about doing stuff, I think he'll say no to these GCW guys about taking a certain substance.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any sort of wave there. Again, it's more of the idea that should a 60-year-old man have been in the ring in a barbed wire death match, nevertheless.
Well, I guess my question is, I was talking to Scotty before you came in. I don't even think a cause has come out yet.
No, I don't believe so.
So I would prefer to wait until a cause comes out, because it very well could be the man had a heart attack.
That could be
Due
the
to
case,
something, I don't know,
Yeah.
but very likely. 60-year-old men, it happens, especially when you push your body the way he pushes his body. Could it have been a subdural hematoma on his brain? 100%. How'd you like those words, boys?
Oof.
Woo! Yeah, thank God I had a mom that was a nurse. But I don't want to speculate until I actually hear like the report of cause of death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't want to point fingers. I don't want to do all that. It's just not the way business should be done.
Well, here's Joey Janela's tweet that's also in this article that I'm reading. He says, "We didn't give him kratom. His team did. It's also not illegal, and 85% of professional wrestlers do it, especially the ones on TV. So F you." That's from Joey Janela's account.
Well,
Yeah.
if he died from that,
Exactly.
I'm going to suspect that the FDA will probably make it a narcotic.
Yeah. Again,
It's not already.
This was something that's like you probably heard it on a couple of different podcasts if you're in that realm. Like just like as someone's sponsor, like this was it's kind of like tossed around. And I'm not quite sure what it was ever used for, other than like when the podcaster host would be using it, they would be a little hopped up. It sounded like they were on something. So yeah, just super unfortunate. This just again this. Yeah, again, remember Sabu as you need to. This is
Hell yeah.
exactly right. So just
Maybe I'll do a Sabu mania today.
yeah, I was thinking
Introduce
about that
my
too.
daughter to Sabu.
It's right around the time. It's a good time. It's a good
6
time.
years old is perfect. She's already choking people out.
Yeah, there you go. I'll introduce her to Taz then.
She laughs every time Frankie calls her a legend.
Like I said, introduce her to Taz or maybe Gunther or something.
There you go.
There you go. Speaking of, we got Backlash in the building. We got Backlash.
Okay.
Backlash.
There wasn't a lot of backlash.
It was the episode, the event of retains. Some new blood. Jeff Cobb in the building.
That, to me, I don't remember Jeff Cobb being so blocky.
No, that's
Like
not,
facially.
No, that's
Just
about right.
facially blocky.
Yeah, no, he's very square. He's very round.
No,
square.
I call him a fire hydrant for a reason. He's a human fire hydrant. Yeah. He's a beast of a dude. Don't get me wrong. And please, God, let Jacob and him go round and round because they've had some epics on the indies.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun, and that's what it's kind of looking like. We can go ahead and get right into that because that was the beginning of Backlash for the U.S. title in a fatal 4-way. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and L.A. Knight.
Match of the night.
100%. They came out firing.
I love that there was no hesitation at all.
No,
Match
true.
of the night.
No, 100%. Like in terms of like match in ring ability, what happens? They were all over the place. This was 100% the match of the night. I was, and again, then having the here's Jeff Cobb. It's Jeff Cobb. I wish that there was like more rolling off of his accolades, but they were more in New Japan, so I guess they can't, but it is what it is.
At this point, I think
If you know, you know type deal.
well, not just that. I think at this point, why not just embrace it all?
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean, how many times has AEW said he's a former WWE champion?
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, just roll with it.
It's baby steps. At least they're starting to recognize, like, oh, Penta was a TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Like, okay, cool, we're getting there. Good. But regardless, yeah, Jacob Fatu retaining, but with the help of Jeff Cobb, was not too keen on it. It was not.
I'm not sure
I like
what
this.
that look was.
It was a look of, I think it was a look of like, what are you doing? Like, I don't need you really think I need your help type deal? I think that's what we'll probably end up opening.
I like that. I
yeah.
like that analysis of
like-
body language.
Exactly. You really think I need your help for this one, big dog? I had this one, in the bag the whole time. So, and again, it was kind of that thing. Solo, like, here you go. I helped you. I present you my gift. You get to retain type deal. So, that was my takeaway from that.
Solo does this
yeah.
instead of this.
There we go. Exactly. There you go. Helping you out. But also, I heard Drew McIntyre was injured from that table spot.
Yeah, his
He kinda-
head flat out hit off the fucking floor.
Yeah, a little bouncy.
So
bouncy
let
off
me
the floor.
ask you, as a guy who typically does poo poo all over WWE, whose fault is that? I'm just gonna put it out there. I lean Drew. I think Drew jumped too far.
Yeah, I would actually have to put some further analysis into it to actually see if there's any like fault. But yeah, maybe they could have been on too high of a jump. But these guys are both 6'6", so
Yeah, and
it could have already
suit-
been table positioning.
We're
Drew
gonna
doesn't
we're
show
gonna
it.
pull it up back here. We're gonna
Okay.
give an
Drew
analysis.
Drew doesn't show it, but he's got a vertical.
Yeah, he does.
Like Drew has a vertical.
So again, it could be a mixture of the table positioning was too close, and they took it a little too far of a jump.
I think that's probably some of it too. I'll put a little blame on the table placement as well.
And that was already pre-placed, if I'm not mistaken, because it had the blankets and all that stuff all over it, right?
When is it not pre-placed
No,
when
no,
it comes
I was-
to WWE?
No. I wasn't trying to make that shot. I
No,
was just
no,
like- I
I'll
was-
make that shot. They get up on something like that, you already know there's tables.
Okay,
down there.
yeah, exactly. I just wanted to make sure that they didn't also take the time to set that up. But yeah, no, like I said, unfortunate. Hopefully he's back soon. Hopefully it's not too.
Concussion protocol, from what I understand.
Okay, there you go.
Concussion protocol, from what I understand.
Oh,
They're just
there
being
you-
super careful with it. They don't want him to rush
And
back.
I would be too, because he's been in, like I said, red hot outside of the ring, red hot in just about every single.
Oh, there's a new Drew McIntyre on the block, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Karrion Kross is killing it right now.
But he was on main event. People are starting to see. Is he?
Dude, his shirt is selling
Number
out.
one.
Yeah.
Is
Number
number
overall.
one.
I know. I saw.
Outselling Cena. Listen, we've seen it before.
He outsold Joe Hendry's shirt.
You've seen it before. We'll
How
see
is
it
that
again.
still in the top 5?
You'll see it again in the future. Guys are really Matt Cardona, for example. Guys are really starting to realize if you can get over on TikTok, on your socials, whatever it may be, you can gain enough momentum where they end up pushing you. I think he's going to get a push. I think they want to do a slow burn with him, though, and build it up.
Yeah,
He's still doing spots on Raw, still getting pops on Raw, even when he's just talking.
Yeah.
And he's still teasing. I think they're waiting and then popping Killer Cross instead of Karrion.
Okay. I could. That'd be much.
And he
better.
just comes out and annihilates us like Bronson did.
Yeah.
comes out and just completely annihilates one of the big time stars, and you're like, okay, this is different.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be waiting in the wings.
That's my assumption at least.
I don't mind putting Karrion or Killer Cross on the back burner for a little bit. What we got, Scotty?
So we were looking at it back here. I would say it's definitely not Drew. I don't think he jumped out as far as you maybe think he did. He's saying it's Damian. I just think they didn't put the tables far enough for how
okay,
tall
so let's
they are.
let's
I
blame it
think
on the
it's just
table
that.
positioning then, because
Production
They're
crew.
two big dudes. Like they're
Yeah.
two
That's what
really
I
tall
said.
guys.
they're 6'6", both of them. Yeah, so I can understand. To me, it's more of the jump for me for Drew than the Damian, because Damian's not pushing very hard when you lift him up, because all that momentum is the other person jumping. Wow, we're just killing K-Fab here. It's the other person jumping more than it is you lifting and pushing. So that was you're probably right. I'll go back and look at it.
My thing
today.
looking at it is I'm looking right at they show a shot of the table, and I'm like, yeah, that table setup is very small, and it's almost right underneath them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
very small.
what are you gonna
Not
do?
enough movement there. Yeah, like I said. So Jeff Cobb comes in, helps Jacob Fatu retain. Like I said, in probably the best match of the night. Carrying on. Enter the women's IC title match. Laya Valkyria retains against Becky Lynch. Actually,
Shock.
Wow. Yeah,
Shocked.
I know.
Shocked.
In the second longest match on the night in terms of bell to bell.
It
I felt
wasn't
like-
a horrible match.
No, I felt like it went a little long though. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. Couldn't really tell if that shot to the nose was what? I didn't hear that.
I'll say it was a solid match.
That was fine. Yeah, like I said, it was fine.
Didn't burn the house down for
No,
me,
not
but
at all.
it was solid.
I had that as the best match of the night.
No, not even.
No.
No,
Becky and
not even
Lyra.
close. Yeah, like I said, I just couldn't really tell towards the end if the.
I'll
the-
put
the
it
shot at
mid
the
like
nose-
it was. It was a mid card match.
Yeah. Well, like I said, with the shock, like I said, I honestly didn't see Becky walking out of there without a title.
It's building to her winning the title at some point.
Yeah. Like I said, and then also in the worst way, they've just been not like Bailey. That's garbage. She's garbage. They're gonna take out the garbage.
I think Becky wins it at some point, probably next pay-per-view, and then it sets up maybe SummerSlam. Bailey,
Becky. Okay. Well, there you go. Like I said, just kind of carrying on with this title on to the next one, I suppose. Yeah, like I said, didn't really take anything too much away from here, other than like just trying to make. I think they tricked me. I think that I thought that for sure maybe her nose would have been busted, but I don't know. I think there was just Michael Cole overselling it like usual. Like, it's not gonna have been a broken nose.
Could have been, should have been, wasn't.
To the men's IC title, Dominic Mysterio retains against Penta with a little bit of help of El Grande Americano. But overall, pretty solid.
I mean, once again, proving the fact that El Grande Americano is not Chad Gable.
That is true.
Because
These are
Chad
facts.
Gable wasn't even in the building.
That's true. It's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you guys.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, I was listening to Cole this match. He was properly putting over Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio was able to keep up with Penta the entire match.
Oh, that I don't want a babyface turn from him, but I want an anti-hero turn.
We talked about this. That's in their back pocket. They need to hold on to that. That's like their.
I want an anti-hero turn.
And I mean, he was getting chance. The dirty Dom.
He's over.
Yeah,
He's been over.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like, even Finn admitted, like when the Judgment Day was all together, he's like, do you know how easy it is to be a heel with Dominic Mysterio in your group? You just have to walk out there and let him try to start to talk.
Yeah, it's very true. I don't understand the shirt still in front of the.
Maybe he's.
Did
Did Eddie do it back? Because
it did. He did forever ago, but I don't think he wore the shirt the entire time though.
Maybe that's Dominic's little twist on it.
Sure.
I don't necessarily disagree with you.
It's
though.
fine because he ends up using it as a weapon sometimes, so I don't mind that.
Maybe he's not happy with the way his package is presented on TV.
Okay, yeah.
I just put it out there.
Putting a self-censor out there. Yeah, I guess so.
You never know.
But like I said, this is kind of, like I said, a couple of people from the Judgment Day come out, Carlito, Finn Balor, but ultimately is El Grande Americano that makes the biggest move with the headbutt with the silver plate in his mask.
How slow roll are they going to do this Finn and Dominic thing?
I thought you were actually going to ask
How
how
much
slow
of a
were you going to do with this
slow
El
burn?
Grande Americano thing?
No, how long? Honest to God, I think the Grande Americano thing ends the first time they do like a mashup AAA event where he goes down to AAA and they unmask him down there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mask versus mask match.
I don't know if they would do it there though.
They might, just to get Worlds Collide over.
Another point that I saw about it is in L.A., which Penta debuted in California because they thought they knew he was very popular there. You have an instant face. Obviously, Penta's over right now, but Penta's got the crowd there in California, so
it's a huge Latino demographic.
could do it there.
So I mean, it just only makes the sense. Yeah, perfect. Like I said, this later on set up Penta and El Grande Americano on Raw. I think
I missed. No.
It was Penta, and for some reason, Adam Pearce thinks that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable.
Oh, that's right.
So
he goes
put
El Grande,
Penta
and
against,
he turned around.
Chad Gable.
he
Oh,
put
yeah.
Penta versus Chad Gable.
My apologies. My apologies.
Once
So,
again, dropping the ball
yeah,
as GM.
all the time. Adam Pearce. He's got to pick it up. Trying to finish up Backlash over here. We got Gunther taking on the commentary booth and Pat McAfee.
I wanted Wade Barrett to jump those ropes so hard, dude. I need one more match.
Well, I don't know if you saw when Solo and Jeff Cobb were standing. It looked like with Wade Barrett in the background, it looked like he was joining. It looked like he was joining the tribal chief.
the new tribe.
Yeah, it looked like he was joining the bloodline.
Oh, Jesus.
So, it's so funny with pictures like that. They're up on the screen for maybe 2 seconds,
And people grab it.
and they run. The internet just runs wild with it, and it's just so funny. And sometimes I'll catch it myself. I'm like, that might be something. I'm sure that I might be seeing that again sometime soon. And sure enough, that was the one that popped up again with, like I said, with Wade Barrett in the background. Oh, fantastic! Regardless, Gunther defeating Pat McAfee. The one spot that everyone goes to is Pat McAfee missing. He got tripped over the ropes. He did look a little blown up from time to time, but still went and still had his spots.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
In his performance.
Okay, yeah. Overall.
The punt looked awful.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's Gunther going, don't kick me.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that either.
For a guy that lays in chops like that, you can't be like, no, you don't hit me,
By
sir.
the way,
I'm going to hit you as hard as I can, but you can't hit me, sir.
chops were substandard.
Yeah, a little bit.
Chops were, and I'm nitpicking here. For a professional wrestler to take on a guy who's still learning the
even
business.
That, to have it be built up in any sort of way like it was
the
like
chops
that.
were substandard from Gunther.
Yeah.
I mean, he still lit him up like raw beef, but
I think he probably went 75% maybe.
a little Zombieland action.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 45%.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right.
I was disappointed. You didn't have the McAfee spots that you normally did. And I don't know if that's just because he wasn't feeling comfortable in doing them with a bigger guy.
I mean, there was he did a backflip for sure. Again,
Yeah,
looking
but
athletic
he
a little bit.
also has done like the jump to the top rope,
Yeah.
suplex off the top rope. Never did that.
Like I said, he just looked really blown because he was really red. It looked like he was really blown up.
Those chops probably took it out of him. I'm going to
Maybe.
be honest with you.
Could be.
I mean, his selling was pretty solid for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was disappointed in the offense that they gave him to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. For me, I mean, I'm I'm never going to be sold when Michael Cole is involved in a storyline. But
I'm telling you right now,
that didn't take away from the match entirely.
The way that match should have ended, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face and people can yell at me all they want. I don't care. It should have ended with Cole holding Gunther's leg. That spot right there.
No, that would have.
Hell yes.
That would have murdered. That would have murdered Gunther.
Gunther goes away, gets refocused.
No.
Comes back and just starts destroying people
He
again.
would never, and I mean would never recover from that.
I doubt that.
From Michael.
He's going to job to Goldberg at SummerSlam.
150-pound Michael Cole holding him down is what.
It was just 1 foot.
That
It was just
even
1 foot,
then,
man.
even then.
Michael Cole's bigger than 150 pounds.
I mean, probably.
He's a good
but
175,
still.
185.
That's.
I'm just saying, me personally, that if you were going to have Gunther job, that would have been the perfect place to do it.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have Gunther job. You don't. You never have Gunther job. What are you talking about?
I kind of want to see Gunther job.
You already did. 2 WrestleManias in a row. 3 WrestleManias in a row.
I need to see him lose to lesser competition.
He just did. Jey Uso.
Bro can't even talk anymore on Raw.
Disagree.
Because he just gets yelled that he tapped out now.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Yeah, it's slowly killing him.
Disagree.
Oh man. Yeah, no.
I need him to lose to like.
We can't have cheerleader Michael Cole getting up
I
there.
need him to lose to like an Otis.
No.
Yes.
No. These are freezing cold. These are tired. No. Oh man.
Oh wait, no. Scratch that. Tozawa.
Oh. Have you seen that? Speaking of which, we can get right into that one, honestly.
Why shouldn't he win the title? No.
The theory, the storyline. Let's before we get to that, let's talk about what happened. For the last time ever.
You're gonna talk about the one thing that you talked to me about.
Did I send you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, it booked as for the last time ever, John Cena went ahead and retained against Randy Orton.
Fantastic.
In St. Louis.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'll have to play it back. Like I said,
Give it all the. It was so good that Michael Cole miscalled a move.
Yeah.
That's how good it was.
Were you thoroughly sports entertained?
Why not?
Yeah. There you go.
If you're deeming this the last time, it should be an epically
And they
good
were peppering
match.
in stats the whole time. This is like their 100th time facing each other.
They faced each other way more than 100
Oh,
times.
100%. Yeah. Like they probably didn't even
You
count.
didn't count the shows. The
Didn't
house
count dark.
shows.
Yeah, I'm about to say probably didn't count dark matches. No way.
House shows.
There's no way.
OVW.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, OVW for sure. Yeah, so again, listed as the last time ever, back and forth. But out comes R-Truth to save the day. Save his childhood hero.
I did not have it on my bingo card, but I laughed audibly when it happened.
I mean,
Laughed audibly when it happened.
What do you mean, come on? This was supposed to be the best heel turn in wrestling history, and out comes R-Truth. This is ridiculous. But you're going to sit there and tell me to hold on. Okay, I'm going to hold on.
What's so bad about that? What's so bad about it?
R-Truth has been a joke for a decade, and you're gonna throw him into the main event picture when you're counting down the appearances that we have left with John Cena. We're gonna waste it with R-Truth. You're kidding me, right? As a guy who grew up idolizing John Cena, you probably had his blanket, his pillow, his pajamas growing up.
Still.
And you got his thug life right there, and you want to waste your time watching it with R-Truth?
Give me spotlight for freaking one main event.
Unbelievable.
Dude, it's his childhood hero.
I can't believe
He
it.
went to go save his childhood hero.
So you guys can go back and forth.
I can't believe it. You want to waste your time watching that.
Went
there's
to go
so many other possibilities.
He went
and
to
so
go
many other
save
people
his
it could actually
childhood
put
hero.
over. But he wants to put over a 53-year-old R-Truth
makes
for a
sense in that
joke?
scenario?
For a joke?
Batista comes out, dude. Like,
For
who
a
else makes
joke?
sense in that scenario?
I don't understand. You're rattling off a bunch of names. I'm not even listening because they're just preposterous. I can't listen to you. It's
So
just.
let me-
Oh my God.
I kind of agree with you in that scenario. That should have been a clean match.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. For it being the last, quote unquote, the last time ever, which they built that up a lot, and I've got a feeling it's not.
We'll have another tag team match, I'm
But
sure.
no, I'm talking like Randy may win the Rumble again or something like that. You know what? Or Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're booking like a couple dates in Boston, and it's supposed to be like December 13th, I think is.
Whatever.
Something like that. That's what I read.
Let's get beyond that. But I agree
Get me all
with you.
gassed up.
I agree with you with the fact that if this was truly the last time, it should have been clean. 100%. And I'm not talking clean. He uses the belt to knock out Randy. No, because that's leaning into the heel turn. That's fine. Nobody enters. Yes, referees can get knocked down,
Yeah.
but no other.
I'll let that one slide. The referee knocked down.
No other wrestlers come in there,
Yeah.
and I can agree with you there. But the man has been with the company for 16 years and has made. I will guarantee you, this is not a WWE call. This is a John Cena going, Ron deserves this. He's done so much for this company. I want to do this just for Ron.
It has been such a funny joke to see that it's his childhood hero, and he's older than him. It is a very funny joke that
do
has
I
been
agree
going
with
on
you?
for years.
Do I agree with you that maybe they shouldn't waste a couple of appearances for John Cena on this? Yes. But
They're in talks of possibly main eventing Saturday Night Main Event.
I'm okay with that. I'm
With
okay.
truth and who have we been talking about? Keep up here, Frankie.
Look, why is that awful? That is a non-PLE.
That's fine.
It's-
Again,
It's gonna get people to tune in because
Saturday Night Main Event is a glorified house show anyways.
as much as everybody wants to poo-poo all over Ron or R-Truth, I mean,
I'm just looking at it through the lens again of limited appearances with Cena left, and we're throwing it out there. I've said my piece. I can't. I'll be blue in the face if I keep saying it anymore.
No, I understand your.
It's just it's crazy to me that just.
But
to
when
think that
when
it's
has
okay.
John not wanted to have fun?
Sure. But again, we can no longer sit here and say this is the greatest heel run if we're getting so cartoony with it now.
What? Okay, so let me
I
throw
don't thi- I
let me
don't
throw
hear
this
a-
out to you. Let me throw this out there. Let me say this. If he goes out there and completely and like Brock Lesnar did to him and just completely decimates and ruins R-Truth, like annihilates him, and you know, that's my childhood hero kind of thing, but does that heel turn thing where he just completely decimates someone that had so much love for him. Do you not think that helps it just a smidge? I'm not saying it puts him over the top. I think it helps him.
If this is the part where John Cena now can actually turn back in some sort of way, because again, we've talked about this before, where I don't think he's going to end his career as a heel. It's going to be tough to sell it that way. If he does, that's fine too. I'm not completely opposed to that.
You saw
But
it
if
at the
this
end
is
of
the-
PLE.
Yeah, again, if this is the slow, the long-term storytelling part of it, where we're going to start slowly getting like, oh, maybe he's going to, maybe he regrets making the decision he made to sell his soul or something, whatever it is. Okay, if you want to start pointing it in that direction, I'll give it a chance. But again,
I'm not saying this is going to light the world on fire. Don't get this twisted by any.
No, this
shape.
ain't winning Oscars. This ain't winning Emmys.
I think it's a cute little side story that should get no more than one appearance by Cena on Saturday night's main event. And maybe it happens the night of Saturday night's
Cena
main
doing
event.
side quests. Oh, gee whiz.
You know what I'm saying? I think this is John going, I want to give R-Truth the rub that I believe he deserves.
Okay.
Because he's been with the company so long. He does do a lot of stupid stuff that gets over.
Okay.
That 24/7 title should have never lasted as long as it did.
And I'll give you that. R-Truth gets stuff over, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to just stay in your lane. Like, this is...
I think this is going to be R-Truth being very, very, very funny about all of this and then being heartbroken.
Yeah.
And if it works like that, I'm good.
And he came out there, and after the post show, John Cena said, "Hey, you know, I've been a little rude to you guys. I'll take questions." First question asked, R-Truth comes out, he gets FU'd through the table, and that's the end of the press conference. So there you go. That's fine. If you didn't see the one theory that I was kind of softballing and tossing about the video that I saw, I forgot the guys that brought it up, so my apologies. Maybe I'll look it up. Okay, for sure. So they had brought up the idea of R-Truth actually winning and beating John Cena.
It's so good. It's so bad. It's good.
It'll be able to cover a lot of bases, and we'll get there in just a second. R-Truth wins the title, keeps it for, a week or two maybe, and then John Cena wins it back. So not only does John Cena get 17, he now gets 18. Breaks a new record, sets a new standard. R-Truth would now be the oldest person in WWE at 53 years old to be the World Heavyweight Champion. So another brand new record there. Also, again, with the lingering rumors of, racist, this, blah, 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 blah. Everyone online is always just a troll for that. You cover your bases there. There you go. It's fair enough. And then, again, like I said, with you have another appearance. I guess you waste another appearance with another R-Truth match, but have him get it back on, like, Raw or something. And then whatever.
Have him lose it on Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah. Sorry, you got the source?
Shut up before the Bell podcast.
Okay, thank you.
It's so bad that I kind of like it.
Exactly. I was at that point. I'm just like, you know what? If you're already getting R-Truth involved, might as well dive into this ridiculousness.
I've seen have R-Truth win the Money in the Bank. And then have him cash in on John Cena. I've seen that too. I'm not a fan of either of them, to be honest.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's
Listen,
tough.
here's the at the end of the day, this is something John more than likely pitched and got approval for because it's John. So
Knowing the WWE will get reports that R-Truth was the idea of R-Truth was getting involved was probably was brought a couple of months ago. Actually, this was not impromptu or anything like that.
No, not at all.
Alrighty,
Let's move on.
Carrying on. Overall Backlash grade
C plus.
It was an expensive Raw, I'm sure. That's kind of how I tossed it up too. It was an expensive Raw, so I'll leave it at that.
No, I actually agree with him. No, I'm sorry. That was an expensive Raw.
I just have one quick question for you.
Sure.
For both of you, as a longtime watcher of WWE, do you have a problem with them not using the crazy sets anymore and basically putting out kind of the same set every
No, I
PLE?
love it. It gives more people the opportunity to actually be there.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. While I did like that whole idea of the setup, if you want to optimize seating and have the most people in the building, I'm okay with that.
For the big ones, they're still going pretty.
Exactly. I mean, they go balls out for WrestleMania, obviously.
I mean, Survivor Series is kind of a special one. SummerSlam's kind of a special one because Royal Rumble, they have a special entrance.
You've got your four majors, just like in golf.
Yeah.
Mania, Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam.
Yep.
Just
And
something else I
they'll
saw.
all
I just wanted your opinion on it.
I don't think they're going to go grandiose anymore with the sets,
No, probably not.
but I still think they're going to, because, Vince was all about let's make it bigger.
All right, carrying on. Some comments from Rhea Ripley. blasting some fans here on their treatment of women in wrestling. Let me quickly pull up the actual tweet itself, the whole thing. Like, she still has it up on her account. Rightfully so. She didn't really say anything controversial, not necessarily. So I'm going to read the actual tweet itself from here if you didn't see it. From Rhea Ripley's account. Women's wrestling fan, quote, women deserve better. In the same breath, in parentheses, it has, she's sleeping with her boss. That's why she's where she is. She should retire. She doesn't deserve it. She's handed everything and never worked for anything. I hope she gets injured. That's a brutal one. You guys are the real reason it's so difficult to be taken seriously as a women's wrestler. If you put as much effort into your own miserable lives as you put into degrading successful women, then maybe you would accomplish something yourself. Thoughts, questions, concerns on, again, her taking a shot at the miserable wrestling fans that, troll and, I guess, degrade women's wrestling. It's been a whole evolution, however you want to put it. They're going to have an evolution part 2 coming up. Evolution 2 is coming up. It kind of teased. It's not officially official, but like I said, any legs to Rhea Ripley's comments or, like I said, her tweet?
Don't necessarily disagree.
I mean, again, you
verbiage could have maybe been a little better.
Sure,
but
it was tweeted probably in a rage.
I honestly, I don't disagree. Trolls are trolls, man, and they don't deserve the recognition. But yeah, I mean, women's wrestling is the most pooed upon thing in wrestling, probably.
I'm sure, yeah.
And even when the girls have epic matches, it's all right for a girls' match.
I
you know
feel
what
like,
I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere. I don't really recall maybe like one like event that kind of
somebody probably.
Oh yeah, fill me in.
It was really bad on Monday with Rhea not appearing on Raw. Shows up at the main event with EO.
I'm sorry. So this was tweeted out May 14th. It was Wednesday. So this
so
makes sense.
Monday
the 12th.
They on Raw. She doesn't appear on Raw at all. Comes out at the main event with EO, and they beat Roxanne and Julia, who are just coming up from NXT. And the entire internet wrestling community just turns on her and saying she's turning into like Hulk Hogan,
That's
not
right.
putting over any talent. It's getting annoying that she just is always winning. She's getting this Triple H reign of terror where she's always winning. There's people like, I hate seeing her in the main in the women's title scene now. She's getting that Charlotte Flair thing where she can't be out of the women's title picture, and they completely turned on her. It was insane.
That's bad.
I'm just gonna say this to all those trolls out there that want to just poo-poo all over her success. There's a reason they put the volume meter on the TV screen
during hers.
When Rhea Ripley does her entrance, she gets as big a pop as some of the big-time guys on WWE.
Yeah.
So shut your mouths and deal with it. She is by far, other than Toni Storm, the most popular female wrestler in the business, period, end of statement.
Yeah, no, I think you took the words right out of my mouth with that one, honestly. You have to have her in the title picture at all times. You have to have her at least in the main event picture at all times in the women's scene. Putting her anywhere else just seems like a waste of time, a waste of effort. She works this hard. She needs to be in the title picture again. When she's genuinely if there's a commenter coming around, she's the one that's gonna put asses in seats. She's the household name. So it's as simple as probably just sour grapes. I'm sure it doesn't look, the optics don't look good when she, buries the talent that's coming up, but that's not even burying anybody. Getting one loss isn't getting buried anymore. It's just as simple as that.
If I remember correctly, she jobbed to Io Sky 2 weeks before WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's kind of, again, it is kind of crazy when
Me
you
and
just
Frank,
can't.
you were talking about it. I don't think a lot of people realize that she's not the one going in there saying I'm never gonna lose. She doesn't seem like she's one of those girls that's gonna walk in there and just be like, No, I'm not going to lose.
Comparing
anymore.
it to the Triple H reign of terror is just absolutely insane.
But it's also not
Where
even
he's
just
not going to
her.
work Tuesdays.
Yeah.
She's speaking out for a lot of people. There's been a lot of hate toward Becky, especially with Lyra, because everyone thought she was going to win. Everyone's like,
Probably
she's
why she
burying
didn't.
Lyra. Before Bayley got outed at WrestleMania, it was always against Bayley, which I never really understood. But everyone's starting to kind of turn back again. They're kind of like, because she got kicked out there.
Oh yeah,
I know.
What the hell are we talking about?
It's been Charlotte. It's been Nia. It's Tiffany now. They're turning on Tiffany. Like, it is bad how they're treating some of the
Out
top
of that
women
whole
in the
list
company.
that he just said, there were 2.
yeah.
Charlotte's one. No, Nia. I think Nia has one of those complexes that she's like, why would I job to this person?
Yeah, maybe. I hope not.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it's true. Not at all.
No, I don't think so. Just like logistically, just because, like I said, she's supposed to be the bigger heel. So whatever. We had this last comment right here, but honestly, just for the sake of time, doesn't really need to get talked about. We can always talk about celebrity people getting involved in matches later.
Only if it's Bad Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. Any comments quickly on the CM Punk Saudi Arabia thing? Did you see that quickly on his live?
Daniel Bryan was the same way. He doesn't want to go to Saudi, right?
No, now he's saying that he's open to it.
Okay. Fine,
Sell out.
whatever. It is what it is. But there have been wrestlers before that have refused to go because of whatever issues there are over in Saudi Arabia. I know what the issues are. I'm not going to get into it because I'm not a political guy. But to each their own. If you don't want to go there and perform because you don't agree with the culture over there, that's your decision, and I support it 100%.
No. He's made that known. He's now flipping because money.
Well, I mean, do you, dude?
There you go.
Once again, it's your decision.
Yeah.
Who am I to? Well, I mean, if the and this also might have been the thing of, and I'll be very honest with you, and I don't know because we're not Phil, we're not CM Punk. It could have been they were offering one thing, and he's like, well, I'm not going to go over there for that. And then they were like, let's sweeten the pot and see if and maybe it has. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough. So, see how it goes. WWE in the books, like we mentioned, from top to bottom, we got it done. A lot of things got going on there. A lot of things going on in AEW. So when we return here on Bad Karma Wrestling, we're talking about exactly that. AEW and some new venues, talking about my experience at Dynamite. It was fun and dandy. So more Bad Karma Wrestling when we return.
Hey, watch your mouth. Wine. I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work.
I've been drinking Coors since my college days. Cold draft taste, the second to none.
Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right?
You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah.
No.
You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all.
Dude, you're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. Where's the boss?
Hey, sir. Go yourself.
You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
And David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome back, everybody, to BK Dub.
BK Dub, BK Dub.
Just got done talking WWE, a little bit of Backlash action. Also, of course, R.I.P. to Sabu, of course, as we always do. But shout out to, of course, the GM of Chicago Style Wrestling, Steve Ardent.
Ardent?
Ardent. My apologies.
Ardent?
Yes, we're going to be talking to him coming up this week, and then we're going to be chopping it up and then going live here for a little bit of an interview, probably talking his journey through wrestling, everything else in between. So, like I said, we got Chicago Style Wrestling coming up today, actually. Fun little show happening in Elmwood Park. It's going to be Tommy Dreamer featured. Dijakovic is going to be there. And then Kalisto.
How do you feel about Dijak?
What do you mean? Going back to the Indies?
He has nowhere else to go.
Well, yeah, it seems about right. Yeah, so with him getting seen as the whistleblower.
No, he freely admitted he was the whistleblower.
Yeah, exactly. That's
There's no speculation here. He came out and said, "Yeah, I was given backstage information." Yeah.
In that case, yeah, it's gonna be hard to get that trust back. So, in that case, like I said, to the Indies,
the only
you go.
way he comes back to WWE is if Keith Lee comes back. Because you want that
That's
on a
his dance
pay-per-view.
partner.
That's what you want on a pay-per-view.
That's his dance partner.
Good God.
Exactly right. Also, for what it's worth, again, Maggie Lee also on there on the card. She's been signed to TNA, so I think it's Maggie Lee and Kalisto, if I'm not mistaken. Steel cage match happening tonight. Quintero going to be in that steel cage match. Trying to think also what's on that card, but nevertheless, going on. It's like I said, support your local indies. So what's going on? Axel Rico is in there. I believe there's a big battle royal going on, so he's a part of the battle royal, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
A lot of the a couple of names that we saw at MCW is going to be there. Nick Katos, I believe that's his name. How you pronounce it? He's going to be there. He was the surprise.
What about our favorite lawyer?
I believe he's involved in the battle royal, if I'm not mistaken. I can double check. That.
Always got to support our favorite lawyer.
Exactly right. Friends of the show. Exactly right. But no, of course, like I said, support your local indies. Get out there and support the guys and gals working ever so hard to entertain you. I wish I was going to be out there. Unfortunately, I took another shift at another job just because going out to Disney at the beginning of June, so I gotta cover my shifts at other places.
I apologize to you before you even go.
What do you mean? I've been there before. I know the ins and outs. It's it's for the gals.
Hey, hold on. You don't like Disney?
Live in Orlando for a year and tell me if you like Disney.
That's a different story.
That's different.
Yeah. When you're only going there for 3 or 4 days, it's different.
I can only take it for like 2.
Sure.
I will say this though. Disney, I have yet to be to Universal Studios.
Universal Studios is so awesome.
I've never been to Universal Studios. That is on a bucket list of mine somewhere of places that I do want to visit eventually.
I went to Universal when TNA was still there, and I went to a show. That's when I saw Sting. I saw Raven, AJ Styles. We have old like Kodak or what is it?
Polaroids?
Yeah, no, not Polaroids because that's the one that comes out, but the actual like roll of film. You pull them out, yeah. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, we got those.
I also want to go visit those new lands, those new worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've got Harry Potter World and Super Mario World, and
so it's gonna be fun. Like
I can't with the non-Harry Potter stuff to get back there.
So it's gonna be fun. Like I said, it'll be.
I've never seen it.
It'll be magical.
I don't like that stuff.
What?
I've never
scares
seen Harry
Scotty. Harry Potter scares Scotty.
No, it doesn't scare me,
It
David.
scares him. Voldemort scares Scotty.
No,
I mean,
That's
who
what I'm
is
going with.
that?
the Dark Under.
That's what
It's
I'm
the guy
going
with no nose.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, right.
Now
You're
I
a
want to look. That's
Dumbledore.
kind of weird.
Scott, I'm again from that conversation. I'm guessing Scott had never seen any of the Harry Potters.
Nope, never seen it.
I fell off at number 5. Just
Okay.
yeah.
I've seen them all.
There you go.
Multiple.
Well, there you go.
multiple,
Like I said,
multiple
we're
times.
enough with that nerdy stuff. Into this nerdy stuff. Yeah, we're getting into some let's get into the mature stuff. Wrestling.
Wrestling's real.
Yes. You guys talking about that sorcery. Talking about the real stuff. Wrestling. We got AEW in the building. Like I said, I'll get to my thoughts on just the overall, Dynamite from this past week at Beach Break. We were at the beach. I had my Chicago Dogs Hawaiian shirt on. Got a compliment from Bryce Remsburg. Yeah.
All right.
He came up right before. Well, no spoiler. Well, it's already been announced actually. There's gonna be a street fight tonight between the Bad Apple, Brian Keith, and oh my god, and Big Bill versus the Gates of Agony. Rick Knox and Brian Remsburg come out, and we're right by the stage. My buddy goes, Chicago street fight coming up. He goes to Brian Remsburg. He goes, yeah, and we're gonna win. I'm like, what? I'm glad he's just on his toes. There you go. Shout out to the referee crew at AEW, the Raider Roll. But shout out to the guys and gals that were booking this residency at the Aragon Ballroom. 6 shows coming up. I don't have the dates in front of me. I believe July 17th through the 31st, something like that. Maybe a couple one.
Let's go.
6 shows, 3 Dynamites, 3 Collisions. All 3 Dynamites will be live. I believe at least one of the Collisions is going to be live for sure. But, a max capacity of around 5,000 people. I've heard rumored that front row balcony is going to be priced right around $100. So might be a little pricey and high compared to other AEW shows. But again, for the sake of it being a smaller show, smaller venue, I personally can't wait. I love going to the Aragon Ballroom. I've been to a bunch of concerts there. I personally like how it looks and how it feels.
Are these dates all in? You said they're all in a row, correct?
Essentially, yes. So they're all 3. Yeah. So it's 3 straight weeks. All 3 of the Wednesdays are locked up for Dynamites, and like I said, I think
Might have to reach out to some AEW talent, see if they want to come up to IMS and hang out.
it's a possibility. I mean, Kyle Fletcher was on Q101, and he went ahead and said that. Basically, I'm going to paraphrase here, but these smaller venues and these more intimate crowds have sparked a new passion in this locker room amongst the talent.
As it should.
Yeah, again, it's just new blood, a different venue, a different feel to how shows have been presented, especially in the wrestling realm, where it's been cut and paste again, where here's a stadium, here's a football stadium, here's a giant arena, bang, here's how it looks. But now here's these smaller venues where it's almost that ECW feel. It's almost that Ring of Honor old school feel.
I was about to say, Paul Heyman's whole thing was we were never going to beat WWE when it came to production. So what do we focus on? Atmosphere and in-ring talent.
Love it.
And, blood and gore.
Well, and someone said this before too. I forgot the name, but in a shoot interview, he goes, WWE is almost like Vince McMahon has made his own carnival. He made his own genre. Like, to think that anyone is going to come in there and infiltrate and try and like rebrand that and make that thing, no, that's already done with. So go back to what you know. Go back to your bread and butter of good wrestling, being able to present it in a new, very very stylistic way. And I've always also said it too. I'd rather have 5,000 sickos than 20,000
100%.
half-hearted people like that.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
like I said, in that case, I love this decision to go to these smaller venues, and then again, bring up these small venues, and it made me come back. Like I said, when I went on this past Wednesday, I'm like, man, this was really long. This is a really long show. I'll tell you this was the setup. So they went Ring of Honor first. Didn't make it in time, unfortunately. Just the traffic was awful, but they went Ring of Honor first. 1 match of Collision, live for Dynamite for the 2 hours. Back to doing Collision, and then 1 match for Ring of Honor. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I feel so bad for this ring crew having to break down, set up, and break down and set up. And we were there. We didn't get back to our car until 11:45.
Nice.
So it was tough. It didn't that no not home back to our car in the parking lot at the Hoffman Estates at the Now Arena, 11:45. So here's the thing. You can say that's a really long show. That's not for me. I'm fine with that. If you're presented with that, and we paid $82.
Yeah, that's a deal.
Paid $82 to sit on the floor right in front of the stage. From beginning to end, if that was your very first AEW show, that's how you would leave. You'd be like, "Wow, I got my money's worth. What a great show! Great from beginning to end. I'm gonna come back." That's what I think. That's the goal. That's the goal. So while you sit there and say, "Wow, oh man, another 6-hour show for us to sit through," it's not supposed to be guaranteed that you're supposed to be the person coming back. Yes, good for you. Come back. Pace yourself. Know what you want to do, and it was tough. Like I said, towards the end, not a lot of people in that crowd. So I'm sure they'll do their editing. They'll put that match first, and towards the other ones towards the end. So they'll do some editing magic. But regardless, that's kind of where I'm at with these AEW shows as of right now and how is it presented. But get to the actual show itself, the big main meat and cheese, the potatoes. We'll just jump right towards the end. Gabe Kidd has entered the chat. Gabe Kidd has entered the chat. Funny inside baseball again. He almost missed a spot because he ran out. He ran the wrong way. he ran out into the crowd, and then we saw him run back and come right in front of us. I'm like, oh, he almost missed it. So of course, what you didn't see. What you did see on screen was him sliding the briefcase in, helping Jon Moxley out to retain. So again, Jon Moxley gets out of it. Another one. Later again, out comes Swerve Strickland to entertain the idea of anarchy in the arena. How are we feeling about Gabe Kidd getting involved? How are we feeling about the steel cage match? However you want to dive into this. I feel like we've been talking for 10 hours.
I was a little disappointed with the ending because there's a lot of different ways that they can go with anarchy in the arena as far as people being involved. Is this the Ops plus Swerve plus Kenny versus Death Riders, Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd? And Gabe's taking the place of
Pac, yeah.
Pac? Although, was Wheeler out there?
Wheeler was.
Okay,
yes.
I did not.
So Wheeler and Claudio were out there.
Oh, yeah, he was out there. Never mind. Yeah.
Of course, also Marina Shafir. Willow Nightingale came
Are
out.
they going to be part of it?
That's my thing.
I would love to see them.
Have Willow and Marina in there. That would be fun, and you can, because again, you're not restricted inside the cage. It's the anarchy in the arena.
I would love to see them be a part of it.
And if it's not like officially official, they will get involved. There's
and
gonna be a
have
scrap.
Willow do something absolutely just bonkers to.
Yeah, like a double hand choke slam off a car into 2 tables type deal. Yeah. Just, I don't know, just throwing ideas out there.
No, just for me, solid show. Yes. I'll give him that. Solid show.
We were at the beach. It was good.
Zach Gowen.
Yes. Hats off. We'll break a leg out there. Way to go.
Stop. Too easy.
So
too easy.
When
he didn't have a leg up on this one.
When he grabbed his leg back and hit him in the head with it, I just go, that's like the equivalent of a drop kick. Like, what are we?
I will say
gotta get popped from a couple rows in front of me.
I will say this. I do like where it's leading though.
Where's that?
Briscoe versus Ricochet. I will eat that for lunch all day long.
Yeah. That's fun. That's a fun one.
That, to me, will be a great match. And if it's at Double or Nothing, yes, please. I don't even care if it's on the kickoff show.
Exactly. Yeah, that's not too bad.
I'd be okay with it being on 0 Hour. Seriously.
Had a lot of fun in that. Honestly, a lot of fun in that Ricochet Zach Gowen match. He was going for that figure 4. Turns into a figure 2, more likely. What? It's true.
So bad.
I know it is.
So bad. We'll get to the fatal 4-way here in a little bit.
The women's match?
Yeah.
No, I was actually just about to bring that up now. Okay. I personally feel like for it being Sky Blue's return, maybe the crowd was not necessarily in it. I personally tried to get a welcome back chant. Didn't really get it. No one really got anything going. And I also didn't feel like in the match she presented herself like, hey, I'm back. Or anything like that. Maybe she was just down because she wasn't going to go over. But over again, it's just I'm not quite sure. It didn't feel like this was her return match.
I think that it was the presentation.
Okay.
Her coming out, like, to me, that's not Sky Blue's persona. You know what I'm saying? Crown, little elegant flowing thing.
Yeah.
She's more the tomboy hat back.
She was, yeah. That was her very first thing going.
But that's
for her.
what people remember of Sky Blue because
Yeah.
she's been gone so long.
Yeah.
You're still going with that. She's with
Julia Hart.
Julia
almost,
Hart
which,
vibe, which doesn't work with her
and
anymore.
she hasn't been seen for
Yeah.
a while. I
So-
think she's injured, if I'm not mistaken, but I could double check.
So for me, that's where it kind of fell off. And listen, do what you got to do to make it known that she's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Go over the top. Get Sweet Home Chicago playing as she comes out.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but
this was the exact. I'm with you in the sense that this was the time to maybe repackage her, get her back in the ring with something different.
Come out with the flags.
Yeah, that's fine. Exactly.
your
If you just
gear.
want to go all full Chicago-esque, that's fine too.
Rick Baker
then-
does it every time she wrestles in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's Pittsburgh, baby.
Yeah. So that to me is where I think it fell short.
I think so. That's maybe where I had, but what didn't fall short was
Oh my
TK's
God.
response to the
It's
outrage.
So good.
So Mina Shirakawa had a new song.
Did you go back and listen to it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't even catch when I was there that it was a new song.
I did.
So
as soon as she came out, I was like,
mid-match, online, people are outraged. TK's reading it and responding. And the biggest response, as she wins, the song comes back.
because it's a banger of a song.
Okay.
Not to say the one that she came out to when she first came out. And I get that now that she is all elite, they're trying to give her some new stuff and kind of rebrand her a little bit. But that's what.
I would have been a little confused if I heard one music and then I heard the other.
Oh, I knew exactly. Well, I had read the same thing
Yeah.
online, and then I watched it and I went, that's funny.
Yeah.
Funny.
So I mean, just don't say TK doesn't
Do you
listen
think
to people.
Tony's not dropping the belt to Mina?
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
don't
it
think
was
so.
shock enough that Monet dropped
That was my thing.
NPJW's
Yeah.
strong
I
style.
did not even see that coming. I just see that in the package because
What'd you think of that
I
girl,
didn't
by the
didn't
way?
really see resurgence at all. So I didn't. I didn't know
What'd
she
you think
dropped
of? What'd you think of the girl that took it off of her?
it. I mean, overall, like I thought everything was solid. Like I said, she didn't seem like missed any spots. Like I said, strong reaction from the crowd too. So good opportunity.
She's super young.
Oh yeah.
She's like 23, I believe
Okay.
is what
Wow.
they said.
Okay, I mean, good
Like
for New
she's
Japan then.
super young.
Good eye for talent then. Nice stuff. Like I said, overall that was basically it from Dynamite. I think. Other big thing.
Nigel,
Yeah, we got that as well right here.
which I love.
So Nigel, the discussion of him returning with Daniel Garcia again. Also interesting. Not a lot of pop from Daniel Garcia. We can touch upon that a little bit later.
He's not a Midwest guy.
Maybe.
He's
Maybe
not like you get him on the East Coast, he pops
Okay.
because he's an East Coast guy, and they
Yeah.
saw him grow up on the East
Okay.
Coast. so.
All right. Fair enough. Just not a lot of reaction. Again, the internet running with that one too. But nevertheless, Nigel McGuinness potentially making the return to the ring. They're booking this as the idea of Nigel and Daniel Garcia versus FTR. Thoughts about getting Nigel back in the ring in the tag team realm?
Works.
Yeah.
Less wear and tear.
Correct.
You're obviously going to have Daniel take a brunt of the punishment.
You're doing it with FTR, so you know you're gonna look good. It's gonna be professional. You're gonna be taken care of.
Yeah.
So
And
it's gonna
then
be nice.
Stokely can job him.
Yeah. That's true too. Very much true.
They're telling a story back there, and it's just amazing to me.
It's incredible. So regardless, like I said, I'm excited. We'll see. Like I said, we haven't seen Nigel since All In, his little spot there at the Open Challenge, the Gauntlet that was opening up the.
I mean, I think we do have to touch on the JR stuff. As
Yeah,
well.
no, that was gonna be my final
Okay.
our final thing right here. So wrapping up, just announced yesterday. He tweeted it out himself. Unfortunately, Jim Ross announced via Twitter that he has been diagnosed with colon cancer. I mean, just how many curveballs can one man take?
At this point, focus on your health.
No, and he is. He went ahead and said immediately, like, we're going for screenings, we're going for testing, we're going to get this solved. Again, if it's anyone that can get over this, it's a guy like JR who's just gone through every sort of just awful, like, tragedy you can think of.
I get why they bring him back. I truly do. But once again, when it's your time to step away, step away.
100%. 100%.
I love Jim Ross. He was the voice of WWE for the longest time, him and Jerry Lawler. He hasn't been the same since he left WWE. Maybe this is the indication and the sign for you, Jim, to say adios, farewell, and be remembered as you know, that guy for WWE during that era.
Yeah, that's fine.
End of story.
That's fine. And again, every single time a announcer debate comes up, it's always JR and King
And
are
for
the
love
best two.
of all that is good in the world, get rid of Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, give me Riccaboni and Excalibur and Taz.
Which I heard this stupidest. Somebody yesterday said they need to get rid of Excalibur, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?"
It's an award-winning announcer.
He's the best play-by-play guy in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Bar none. And I love Michael Cole for what Michael Cole is. But he cannot touch what Excalibur does, because Excalibur knows every single move that is done out there and the proper terminology for it.
Knows how, he's got the timing, he's got everything right, and the humor's fun too. But overall, like I said, Jim Ross, hopefully you get better, my guy. It's exactly right. Just focus on the health. Focus on your family. Get right. Just don't even worry about everything else is going to be okay.
Yeah, 100% agree.
So any other final questions, thoughts, concerns? I think Collision is going to be A-okay tomorrow. We're looking forward to, obviously, Friday Night SmackDown tonight. What do we got?
Did you like the little Excalibur cameo on Family Guy that last
week?
week?
That's right. That's right.
Cameo.
Yeah. So Colt Cabana has some sort of family member that works at Fox, and he was able to get Excalibur's mask into Family Guy into an episode. So Chris has it's like 30 seconds. Chris has some quick thing. He gives some guy a pile driver, and then the principal puts on the Excalibur mask. He goes, "I am also a wrestler." Like, I forgot what he says exactly, but when you got the quick pull like that, it's fun. Again, it's just one of those small things. Like,
Colt Cabana has people in the industry?
What? Like I said, it's nothing crazy. It's like I said, he doesn't have like it's not like AEW splattered all over the mask. It's just like it's one of those things.
It's just
like,
such a signature mask that you can tell
Colt,
it's his.
Anytime you want to come and join us here on this show, feel free, bro.
Or invite us over to Pro Wrestling Tees. We'll do a live session over there.
We'll do a live show for Pro Wrestling Tees. Hell yeah.
So he's over there too. Well, we're in that part of the show where we enter a different realm, a different world. We're going to go into Scotty's world, where, again, he's going to be telling us about Chris Van Vliet's 7 wrestlers theory.
I might have to pray to the Pope.
No idea what that is. Yeah, exactly right. So we'll see exactly what that is. So he's going to be a
mid-Pope.
Oh, jeez. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on in Scotty's world right here when we return on Bad Karma Wrestling.
Throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, Judy Finelli established herself as a masterful juggler and performer, making appearances everywhere from Carnegie Hall to Sesame Street. With her loving heart, she has brought warm smiles to children everywhere she has performed. She even started the San Francisco School for the Circus Arts, but shortly after, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and by 2004, she was completely paralyzed. In celebration of her accomplishments, and to fight the illness that had crippled Judy, a group of students from the San Francisco Clown College have compiled the perfect holiday present for those who want to laugh and to help those struggling with the illness. The goal has been set at $1 million raised, with 100% of any dollar made to be donated to the Judy Finelli Fund, which is helping find a cure to multiple sclerosis. Visit www.circuscenter.org to make a donation, or to purchase a framed naked clown photo or the full Naked Clown 12-month calendar. Remember, 100% of every dollar is donated and goes to fighting MS.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go. Psst. Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that I have you craving more? Taco Bell. Can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco. De nada.
Good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With no gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.
And we're back. BK Dub, BK Dub.
BK Dub. Why do we have to go to Scotty's World?
In the building.
Why do we have to go to Scotty's World?
Is that what she whispers in your when she whispers that in your ear? BK Dub. So there we go. Scotty, what the hell are we doing?
So, first off, this isn't even anything crazy. This is something that I saw on Chris Van Vliet's Twitter. He just posted something that basically it's 7 questions, and it's kind of you reacting to your current state of wrestling and like your fandom right now.
I think I've answered this. Okay. I've answered. Okay. Without knowing, I have answered this before. My buddy sent this to me. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, it's just 7 questions. Don't say the same wrestler twice, and you can say whoever you want for any of these questions. Any company, any time. It's just 7 questions about your current state of the wrestling industry. All right. So the first question: Who's the wrestler that made you fall in love with wrestling? You can go now, which who's keeping you in it. You can also go way in the beginning if you want to.
Who made me fall in love with it? I hate this answer.
Go for it.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it was.
It's
So-
Hogan. It's Hogan.
So actually, like I said, I have my answers pulled up from when my buddy asked me.
Okay.
So I originally, and I'm gonna still stick with this answer. I'm gonna go with back in the day, it was Jericho, his early 2000s run when he had the undisputed title run. For whatever reason, maybe it was just the cocky attitude, or just like I said, him walking around doing the funny gimmicks. I thought that was cool. But right now, when I fell out of it, got back into it because of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and that whole, doing the all-in show again, bringing back everything, the restart of AEW. So that was my go-to there.
Mine's Cena.
If we're talking now, what's got me hooked in now?
Bloodline.
It's KO.
Kevin Owens. Yeah, fair enough.
KO. All the
Any? The moment he showed up on NXT. The moment he showed up on NXT, because I'd watched him in ROH, but like that, it was so hard at that time to watch ROH anywhere. You were watching, like internet stuff.
Yeah.
But once he got to NXT, yeah.
For me, Cena was the dog. He was the guy in like 2010s.
Just Kobe LeBron
That's what
all
it was.
over.
Cena, Rey Mysterio too. Actually, Rey was the guy.
Yeah, and then obviously, you guys know I literally started watching wrestling last year. The reason I love it is because of Cody. Cody's the story that he had with it. That's what made me start it. But he's laughing, but and I started with that.
No. I'll be honest with you. This is why everybody in WWE is fighting with The Rock right now. Because The Rock wants Cody to turn heel so bad.
I know.
And they're like,
Triple H is like, no.
no. He's our
WWE
best
has come out and
dude.
said they're fine with how he's putting tickets out.
Yeah.
They're fine with it.
Exactly.
But all right, so next one.
So I can't use Hulk Hogan or KO.
No.
Okay.
Who's your newest favorite wrestler? And I was about to say Nick's answer's on his shirt.
It's still in the answer, too, that I sent to my buddy a couple weeks ago. It's the Beast Mortos. Besides MJF, obviously, that being that whole new thing, too. But even then, he's kind of newer. He's not even new really anymore. So he's been around. He's been here for 5 years. Brand new, presented right in front of me. The Beast Mortos. I love the package. I love the roar. It's so stupid.
Dude,
but
it's great.
I know it's good.
Just do your snort. That one.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is kind of a hard question.
You know what? There's only one guy right now that I'm super excited to see what the future holds, because I think he's gonna blow up. Trick.
Okay.
Good one. I got one. You want to sit for a second? Because I got mine. I would say over the last 2 months, I've been really won over by Lyra Valkyria.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. And honestly, the internet is kind of on that side too, where it's just like, okay, well, yeah, wow, she's putting it all together. She's able to talk. She's able to put it together in the ring too. Get rid of the yeah.
Have you seen her Twitter bio?
Comparing her
it's
to
all
the
of her accomplishments, and then it says at the end, just to be called the Bird Lady.
yeah.
Woo!
She does. That's exactly right. She looks like the birds from Always Sunny when they come out to like
feed the birds.
Yeah. Mine's gotta be Tony D's, dude.
Tony
D'Angelo coming up, dude. If he comes up, if he comes up now,
rumors are he's coming up after SummerSlam.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
That's gonna be awesome.
He's getting called up very soon.
Okay.
With everyone else or just him?
Be Tony
with a couple others.
Tony Rizzo and
that faction. That faction's awesome.
No, the family's dead.
No, Tony Rizzo.
No, it's just Stacks.
Tony Rizzo and Luciano's still there.
They're fine.
Stacks is
They're
dealing.
fine.
I got my stuff, dude. I know my
No,
guys.
the family's dead.
No, the family's never dead. There's always backup, dude. There's a plan B. You know what I mean? Dude? Come on. Always a plan B.
What's question 3?
I will admit I did have to reword some of these. So the next one is who's the one that makes you laugh the most?
The original question was the one that makes you smile.
Yeah, so I'm taking it. Which one makes you laugh the most?
What makes you laugh the most? And my answer would still apply to either one, and I went with Mick Foley. Like nothing
current. You got anything current?
Oh, like current, like anyone that makes me smile.
There's 2 current that make me laugh on a consistent basis.
I mean, go for yours. Go ahead.
R-Truth.
Safe.
In Briscoe. Briscoe cracks me up constantly.
Mark's. That's actually really solid.
The conglomeration is fantastic.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that one for sure.
I'm gonna use. I got 2. Just I'm picking MJF.
Okay.
This whole thing with the Hurt Syndicate is so funny.
It's great.
And then the other one, I'm going to use it now. I'm going to use my Seth. I could say Seth for all of them because he's my favorite, but I mean, I'm going to use Seth here. Sometimes he just walks out and I start laughing.
Because he dresses like a Picasso.
Yeah. Just like you said, the Met Gala.
I put Tozawa up there.
Tozawa
is a funny guy. Dude,
sure.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I want Rusev. You're not clear, dude.
Tozawa, Punk's funny, but like a serious funny. You know, he starts making fun of people like that. You know,
Oh, look at that. The
No, but I wouldn't
Chicago
use
guy
Punk, no.
picked
I'm
the
taking
Chicago
Tozawa.
wrestler.
True.
No
True.
Punk. Tozawa.
What do we got next?
We got next here.
Your comfort wrestler, it says?
Yeah, these ones, I changed it. Which wrestler do you look back on the most? You go back, you watch a lot of matches from their
Super
past.
simple. Super simple.
I had 3, and I feel comfortable with all 3. Go ahead.
HBK.
Yeah, that didn't make it wasn't on my list, but yeah, I would for sure say that one too. You can't go wrong with any HBK WrestleMania match. I have RVD, Jerry Lynn, and AJ Styles. I said Jerry Lynn because I kind of packaged it with RVD's little that feud. I love watching those back and like the heat waves and everything like that.
You mean when his head smacked off the concrete?
Yeah, like the guilty. I think it was guilty as charged or something like that. So
for me, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage. Dude. I watch any Macho Man match.
Okay.
Oh, I'll watch him, dude. Yeah, last night I was watching actually not
Macho Man's smooth.
Macho Man's
Back
awesome.
in the day,
he would have been
smooth.
great in any era. That guy,
WCW, not so much, but WWE, WWF.
Fair enough.
Coked out Macho Man, dude. Yeah, dude, come on. Now. Who doesn't love that stuff?
got you for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes. That's Bonesaw, ladies and gentlemen.
I got 2. I'll name one wrestler. I'm going to say Punk. I've been going back and watching a lot of like the early stages Punk, a lot of ROH Punk. And then to cheat, I'll say the Shield, like the Shield original 2012 when they were on the come up in WWE.
Okay.
I feel bad because, like, I don't know if I have a number 2. Like, it's HBK and then, like, everybody else. No, trash.
I mean, there are go-to matches, but like for a go-to like wrestler to watch his catalog, like okay, yeah. Like my go-to match for sure all the time is if I'm just like bored. Sometimes I will just watch ECW One Night Stand from beginning to end.
Strike that. I do have a 1B.
Go for it.
Eddie.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah. Like I said, in terms of comfort matches, I'll love watching Mike Awesome versus oh my goodness.
I know who you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, well there you go from
I know who
ECW
you're
One Night Stand.
What? Compared to Owen Hart.
No. I was just watching Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, SummerSlam, dude.
Tanaka.
I mean, that was a match.
No.
Tore the
Was it Tanaka?
house down.
No,
Masato Tanaka, yeah.
Yeah, it was Tanaka. Yeah.
All right, so I got 3 more here. Here's the next one. Who's one wrestler you miss the most? Whether they're now not at their peak, not in WWE, not in AEW anymore, just they're not there anymore, or they're completely retired. Who do you miss the most?
Keith Lee.
That's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
I legitimately miss Keith Lee. I love a good fat guy that can go.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, oh my God, to be buried the way he was when he got called up.
What happened to Keith Lee? What happened?
I don't know.
Just hasn't been around.
He hasn't wrestled in a year and a half,
Yeah.
maybe 2 years.
Yeah, seems like it. I have retired. I have Kurt Angle. Deceased. I have Eddie Guerrero. So yeah, again, current day, I would agree with Keith Lee. Yeah. Because like I said, in that same breath, when I was thinking of like
recent.
going back and thinking about matches, like watching old Kurt Angle matches, I'm like, damn, he went. he was balls out all the time.
I'll give you a retired one.
Go ahead.
Ricky Steamboat.
Okay. Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat was a dude. Like, when that's the first name out of Ric Flair's mouth, when he goes, who's your best dance partner? No hesitation. Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, 100%.
It's crazy. This is so recent, but I saw a tweet the other day that said, man, the current state of SmackDown, they really need Kevin Owens. And I'm like, yeah, they really do. It sucks that he's gone.
2 years. 2 years.
It's literally been like a month that he's been gone.
And he could have been a huge difference maker as of right now in terms of the current storylines that are going on. Second to last question. What do we got? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Undertaker. Okay, cool. Coolio. Second to last question.
Who's the one that you'd keep protected? Like maybe they got a little bit of a future. You don't want them to see them go down at all. Like you don't want to see them job a little bit. You want to keep them protected for where they're at right now. And I'm gonna say it. I'll say Gunther. I don't want to see him job to people like Pat McAfee and lose matches like this for 6 months. I don't want to see that.
I interpreted it a different way than you did in terms of protected.
That's how I took it.
I took it in the sense that when arguing about this person, why is he there? Why am I justifying them maybe even having a job to a certain point? I have Jack Perry because the whole argument of thank you Jack Perry for CM Punk. My immediate response all the time with that the all in blow up or the brawl out is always, why did CM Punk stick his nose in something he wasn't involved in? That was always my question. So that's like I said, I will protect Jack Perry to the very end. The fact that he hasn't been in an AEW ring so far this year has been it's just criminal so far this year.
I don't want Gunther treated like
So I like the way that you interpret it again with the idea of like protected in the ring, protect his character.
I don't want his character diminished. I think having a character like that is the best thing in wrestling.
Okay.
Having a guy who's literally unstoppable, just does not lose, tries not to lose titles, and is just dominating like that. I think that's fantastic to have one guy like that. Just have one.
What do you got?
I'm waiting for Meatball over there.
A guy I would protect?
Yeah. It's your whole life.
You already used Tony D'Angelo.
Can't use Tony D's. I'm protecting Stacks.
Oh, good God. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Not Tony, Stacks.
You're an idiot. You're an absolute
So you protect
moron.
him. He ain't losing.
I got 2.
Okay.
If he gets the run that we all think he should, Karrion Kross should be protected like nobody's
Okay.
business.
Yes.
Good idea.
Yes.
Come on now, Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Or even now, some people are maybe it's just for jokes, but some people are now kind of like, oh man, Braun Breaker kind of like being the back seat to this Rollins feud.
But I like the way they're using it.
Yeah,
they're
which
like
again, this is kind of the build.
Teaching him the business.
Yes,
Heyman, the conversations Heyman's having it with him on screen, but behind the scenes. The conversations Rollins is having with him behind the scenes, but on screen.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, 100%. Last question.
Your last question is going to be, I kind of wish you didn't say Cross. Who's the one that you're rooting for the most?
You the one that typed it. What do you mean, bro?
Oh, yeah, I did. That was me in it.
Oh, good God. They can't even get the lower third.
Yep.
Who are we
Who are
rooting
you
for
rooting
the
for the
most?
most?
I've got...
They could be like the opening guy on. They didn't even have a match on the last Dynamite, but you saw them out there, and you're like, you know what? They could be something. Who are you rooting for the most?
Go ahead.
Yes, I could also fall in that same cat. Now, again, if I'm answering the same question, last one, like in the way that you guys thought, like protect him, I would go with the same answer here. Kyle Fletcher. I think Kyle Fletcher's going to be a household name. I think he's going to skyrocket to the top. You book him the right way. He has the build, he has the frame, he has the in-ring ability. He has all for it. So
That's who you're
I'm
rooting
rooting for the most as Kyle Fletcher.
All right.
To make
fair.
that
I'll let
next
you
step up.
Idiots go first.
You know what I'm gonna say, and I saved them
Fraxium.
until now. Frax, baby! They just beat the Street Profits. They're gonna win the title this year.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
And then
That's
Nathan
who I'm
Frazier's
rooting
going
for
to
the
turn
most.
on
That
Axiom.
No, Fraxium is okay. Fraxium is
that
okay.
ends SmackDown titles.
You don't think they're going to put a fraction in Fraxium? They're going to love those play on words. They're going to eat that up. Nathan Frazier will be the Shawn Michaels. Axiom will be the Marty Jannetty. We'll never see that masked man again.
The day that someone asks Axiom on Twitter and says, "Is Fraxium okay?" and he just goes, "No, that's like the end of my wrestling fandom." Like that. Dude, I'm rooting for them so much.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go Obafemi
Okay.
because I want to see what he does up top, and I'm really he's awesome. He's already
Main roster?
probably the fastest NXT champ, right away. So right when he came in, yeah. I'm rooting for him.
Main roster. It's Sammy. It's gonna be Sammy until he has a world title around his waist.
Sammy Guevara, it's my time.
No.
Sami Zayn.
Not Sammy Guevara.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn. I don't know if there's anybody in AEW that I truly root for. Strike that. I'll go a little weird with you for AEW.
Okay. Shoot.
I really root for Willow.
Yes.
Really root for
Yes.
Willow
A lot
Nightingale
of
to
people
get
do, too.
over.
She just signed. She just resigned.
Yes, she did. Right.
And she just did resign, so that's cool.
Good.
I think it's a good call
Congrats.
by her.
Congrats.
The other one, Javon. Javon Evans in NXT is going to be a dude. Going to be a dude. Reminds me a lot of early Will Ospreay.
Ooh, there we go.
Not saying he's going to be.
Big shoes.
Not saying he's going to be. The kid's only 20 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got some
He can fly
time
around.
to.
Oh, yeah, he'll mature. He'll get there.
But when you have Randy Orton going, I want to work with him.
Okay, yeah.
What?
It'll be one of those things where you'll find your voice type deal. You'll find his
I think
space.
he'll find. I think he's found it. To be quite honest, he's authentically himself.
Founding and then just building into it more and more.
Building into a more complete wrestler like
Gotcha.
Ospreay Day, putting on. Although it looks like he's put on significant muscle mass since he's been at NXT.
100%.
So he might already be there.
Good.
Well, not there, but he might be
a
getting
year away
there.
from being a year away.
I think he's a year away from being the face of NXT. Yeah.
I think he's going to be like Rox was for a long time, where she was there for like 3 years and she really took over that division there. He could do the same thing.
I'll put it to you this way. He might be the next incarnation of Johnny Gargano, where NXT becomes a thing to watch because of him.
Ooh.
Nick, I'm not gonna lie. I know I tell you all the time, like, you should watch NXT. That's if there's one guy you look at in NXT, I would say it's Javon Evans.
Okay, I'll
You
take
would
the time.
really
It's
love
him and
what
Oba.
he does.
Him and Oba are going to be huge. him, Oba, and Trick are the three that I think are just going to.
Is that an upcoming Fatal 4-Way, or did that Fatal 4-Way just happen with
They
Ethan
just had
Page,
that-
Siobhan
Yeah,
Evans? Okay.
they just
okay.
had
The
that.
triple threat at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, it was their triple threat at Stand, and it was off the charts good.
Nice.
But if there's one guy in NXT, Nick, you need to go watch. It's Javon Evans. He is going to be awesome.
For sure. I'll definitely consider it.
That's it, boys.
Well, that's it. That's the end of Scotty's world. That might be the end of the line here.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and sign off. Any other final questions, thoughts, concerns before we head on out for the week?
No, I'm good, man.
Alrighty. Like
Looking
we
forward
said.
to the weekend.
Yeah. Like I said, tune in next week. We're going to be talking to the general manager of CSW. So we go in there, Steve Adhart, all ready to roll there. Like I said, I'll be playing it back. Hopefully either I was do the secret free trial run with either Google Meets or I know. Either way. We'll get that interview all done and all circulated. Like I said, we'll be back with more AEW news and notes because we're coming up on Double or Nothing and everything else in between. WWE notes from top to bottom as well. So when we come back next week, we'll be all ready to roll. More wrestling, more thoughts, more storylines. We love you guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Back on Wrestling. We're out.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah.
With No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.